Hey YouTube, LuCKyy here from the lab, and today I'm going to bring you an awesome video. This video is going to be what I'm going to call the definitive video on shotguns. So essentially what I want to do is I want to go over what are the actual best shotguns in the game. As you guys know, I'm a pretty avid shotgun user. I've always really liked using shotguns prior to playing Destiny. Even when I played Call of Duty, I used a lot of shotguns. I like the aggressive gameplay. So whether you like shotguns or not, whether you use shotguns or not, if you're interested in having a very, very in-depth knowledge of shotguns, which ones are the best, I'm going to go over absolutely everything in this video. I'm going to try and do it as fast as possible because I am going over all the shotgun archetypes, all the shotgun roles. I'm doing everything in this video, so I hope you guys enjoy. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. I'm going to try and make it as concise and as helpful as possible for you when you want to choose your shotgun. So the first thing I want to go over is which shotgun archetype I think is the best. We've got a variety of different archetypes. You have the Dustrock Blues archetype, you have the Toil and Trouble, and the Badlander archetype. Also, Parcel of Stardust has a kind of its own archetype with a 90 RPM. Essentially, of all these different archetypes and stuff, the archetype that tends to be doing the best, performing the best in Crucible, and this is a Crucible specific video, with shotguns, is the highest fire rate ones. So that would be the Badlander archetype. It does extremely well, which would also be the Ichlos. We've got like 100 RPM shotguns. And the reason why is because the full auto perk on shotguns doesn't have a downside like it used to. When you used to put full auto on shotguns, it would increase the spread, so it would work as smoothbore or as a reverse shot package, and the penalty for increasing the spread made your shotguns so much more inconsistent. And so full auto was a very unsought after perk on shotguns for a long time, but it hasn't been that way in D2. And so full auto shotguns are pretty much the meta. They're pretty much the most powerful shotguns, whether you like them or not, whether you like the playstyle or not. They're definitely the most powerful shotguns in Destiny 2. Full auto shotguns are banned from sweats, banned from competitive play because they're just too powerful. So if you're a sweat player, if you want to be a very competitive player or compete in a tournament, I wouldn't get used to using full auto shotguns because you will not be allowed to use those in tournaments or in sweats. But if you're just a casual player, or if you just want to play, comp and win comp matches, I would highly suggest using a full auto shotty because they are the best. And in the future in trials, I'm sure you're going to see a lot of full auto shotguns unless they do something to change the full auto perk and how it affects shotguns. So that being said, Badlander and Ichlos shotguns are probably at the very base level the best shotguns for the energy slot. And Perfect Paradox is a year 1 shotgun, so it doesn't get any nice mods added to it, but it's also a really good shotgun. Perfect Paradox works, and Parcel of Stardust can have a god roll. So I'm going to go over the Parcel of Stardust god roll here. You'll want Rifled Barrel, Assault Mag, Full Auto, and Rampage. Unfortunately, I don't have one like that, so I'm not going to be using a Parcel of Stardust, but a Parcel or Perfect Paradox can be actually insanely good. But even though that archetype is the highest fire rate and therefore the most forgiving, it also comes with, there's a very interesting comparison to be made. The Dustrock Blues and the Retold Tail can both get a particular roll on them that makes them insanely good. They can get full auto as a perk on them, and it can also get Assault Mag. You'll see on this one here, it has full auto and Assault Mag, and that increases the fire rate tremendously to the point where the Dustrock Blues with this perk is almost as good as the Badlander, and it also has a little bit more one-hit kill range potential. So it fires almost as fast as a Badlander, but even though it doesn't fire as fast, it tends to one-hit kill almost a little bit more. They're very, very comparable, so that sort of opens up the spectrum of what shotguns I would use. And of course, you can use other ones as well. A very interesting thing is that the Toil and Trouble can roll full auto and can roll Assault Mag. And these are all, by the way, guys, I spend a lot of time, I spend hundreds of hours farming shotguns, so you're going to see some shotguns on my character here. Don't be mad at me, don't be salty. I spend a lot of time. I did not have streamer loot. I don't just get these shotguns dropped to me first try. If you guys noticed, before I turned in 3,000 Vanguard tokens to get this Toil and Trouble, and I spent almost 25, 30 hours to get these Mindbender rolls right here. And I've spent definitely days worth of time to get these Dustrock Blues rolls. I do not have the perfect Dustrock Blues roll though, and I'm very sad about it. The very perfect roll and the best shotgun that I would personally use if I wanted to have a shotgun in the kinetic slot. So let's say you're out there, you're a player, and you want to use your shotgun in your kinetic slot. The very best shotgun, in my opinion, the absolute best, would be the Dustrock Blues. It would have full auto, slide shot, it would have assault mag here, and then rifled barrel. Really anything of these barrels, they don't seem to make a huge difference from what we've tested. So really any barrel here would be fine, whichever you feel is good. Rifled is the one I'm going to go with by default for now, but full auto, slide shot, assault mag, which is not on this one, and rifled. And now I'll give you a comparison, because not everyone is going to have the perfect roll just drop to them, you know? So what I have to do is show you this one right here. This one has assault mag and full auto, so it's going to have an even higher fire rate, and it has rifled. The problem is it doesn't have slide shot, and slide shot is incredibly powerful. In this video, I need to make two things very clear. Slide shot and opening shot are OP perks. They are nasty OP. Opening shot on a shotgun increases improved accuracy and range on the opening shot of attack. That is awesome. It makes this first shot super lethal. Opening shot and slide shot are amazing. Slide shot has the double perk. It works when you slide. It actually makes the shot as powerful as opening shot, and it also starts reloading shots into the magazine. And with these full auto shotguns, these ones, it actually reloads 2 into the magazine, versus the slower fire rate ones like Dustrock and Toil, it only reloads 1 in the magazine. So you'll notice that as you use more shotguns. So essentially, even though this Dustrock has a higher fire rate because of assault mag, I use this Dustrock because it has slide shot, and slide shot is such a powerful perk that it's an absolute necessity for all your shotguns. I almost wouldn't use a shotgun if it didn't have slide shot. It definitely is not a god roll if it doesn't have slide shot. The only alternative that can be used outside of slide shot would be opening shot. That's the only alternative. So this is essentially my best shotgun in the kinetic slot. This is and this is what you should look for. If you guys haven't seen, scroll through our YouTube videos. I'll even put the link in the description of this video. I'll put it in the top comment and I'll pin it. So if you guys don't know where you can farm for this Dustrock Blues, you can farm for it. You can get these things to drop for you like crazy if you want to get an extremely powerful shotgun for Destiny 2. And keep going until you at least get one that has slide shot and full auto, in my opinion. At the very least, let's say these perks aren't very good, that's fine. But if you can get slide shot and full auto, that's a good roll. Down here at Masterwork, I'm going to say universally, you're going to want the Masterwork for range, if you can get it. Range is always a great Masterwork. If not, then handling would do fine. The Masterwork doesn't seem to be a huge deal with these, but range or handling would be pretty good. We've tested it out a few times and it doesn't seem to make a massive difference, but so at the very least, if you're looking for a good shotgun, or in my opinion, the best shotgun in the game, a slide shot, full auto Dustrock Blues. Now, if you can build on top of that, if you can keep farming, or if you just happen to get the best run dropped to you first try, it would have slide shot, full auto, assault mag, and rifled barrel, and then a ranged Masterwork. And that would be an extremely powerful one. This Dustrock Blues is amazing. This Toil and Trouble is a really good roll as well. It's got 10 range Masterwork, small bore, assault mag, snapshot, and full auto. It just doesn't quite, because it's such a slow fire rate, even adding full auto and assault mag doesn't seem to increase the fire rate to a level where it's comparable to like a Badlander, but it's definitely a viable option within the Crucible because it's a slower fire rate. It hits really hard. I mean, this thing, you almost don't need to fire 2 shots very often because it hits so hard. So this Toil and Trouble is amazing. And in fact, this Toil and Trouble right here is almost a 10 out of 10 perfect god roll. The only difference of this Toil and Trouble would be potentially having rifled barrel here. But other than that, this is actually like a 10 out of 10 Toil and Trouble. So if you can find this one, snapshot, full auto, assault mag, and rifled, or small bore is even fine, really. Range, this thing is nasty, nasty, nasty. And I'm also putting Icarus Grip on most of my shotguns, by the way, if you're wondering what mod I'm putting on them. Icarus Grip seems to be the best, in my opinion. But I'll do some further testing and see if I can find anything more about that. If you do get a Dustrock Blues, though, and you get one like this one, let's say you get this Dustrock Blues. It's got slide shot, right? Hey, LuCKyy, you said slide shot was amazing. You said slide shot was the best. Well, slide shot without the full auto perk means that the fire rate on this thing is extremely slow and therefore very unforgiving. And that's okay if you land your shot, but if you don't land your shot, it's not okay. And it makes winning those engagements, those tense engagements when you need to win that gunfight, very frustrating, or it makes you have to really take your time and aim the shotgun, which is a good thing, and I would hope that that there would be a change to full auto in the future. But until there is, I would strongly recommend not using a shotgun like this. Slide shot, snapshot. This is just, the fire rate is just a little too slow and a little too unforgiving. I've also tested out a few other things with shotguns. The botheration is not that great. I know you might have read some stuff about that or seen some videos about that. We tested it out. Definitely not that good. Fire rate is way too slow. Don't use a botheration, trust me. The Chaperone is an extremely powerful shotgun if you can aim accurately with it. Definitely give it a try. I would personally choose the God Roll Dustrock Blues over Chaperone, but teach their own. Moving on to the energy slot, we've got the Badlander. This is my God Roll Badlander. I wish I had one slightly better, but it's almost a perfect roll. The perfect roll would have rifled barrel, assault mag, slide shot, and quick draw and or snapshot. Snapshot is extremely important with shotguns because aiming down sights increases your effective one-hit kill range. So you want to aim down sights when you shotgun. You don't want to be spamming hip fire shots. Aim down sights shots are way better. So quick draw or snapshot. So if you can get a Badlander, it's an open world drop, so it could drop from you from anywhere when you're playing PvE. Just in the open world, it will drop as a legendary engram. And if you have one comparable to this roll, it's definitely a viable weapon. But in the energy slot, the same archetype as the Dustrock Blues is the retold tail. And if you can get a God Roll retold tail, I've never gotten it, so I can't speak in person. I need to farm more. Even after all the hundreds of hours of shotgun farming I've done, I still need to do more. I would get the full auto retold tail, and it would have full auto and assault mag here, and that would be absolutely amazing. That would be awesome. That would give you the fire rate of like a Badlander, but it would have the same Dustrock Blues perk essentially. And I'm gonna go a little bit faster through the video because I don't want to make this video drag on for too long, and I'm trying to cover everything. So the retold tail with essentially the Dustrock Blues roll would be an absolute God Roll in the energy slot. It's a similar weapon in terms of RPM, and if you could get full auto on here, like this one does have full auto, but it doesn't have assault mag, and then it has like auto loading, full choke. But this is still a really good roll. Like there's nothing wrong with this roll, but not quite the absolute best roll. The Ichlos shotgun you'll see around. It's not a very good shotgun. You don't want to lead with a melee when you're getting into a gunfight. Don't use the Ichlos shotgun in PvP. If it's all you got in terms of a full auto shotgun, sure, but it's definitely any Badlander roll is going to be better than the Ichlos in my opinion. The Lord of Wolves is absolutely nasty in Crucible. If you haven't got this to drop for you, or haven't used it, it's insanely good. But the only problem is that its exotic perk actually is detrimental to it, and it makes you run through too much ammo. So that's the only problem with the Lord of Wolves, but it is absolutely amazing. The Mindbender's Ambition is a shotgun that I would also veer away from. I know a lot of people like it. I made some videos about it, and I did think that it was the God Roll for a long time, that it was the best shotgun in the game. But a lot has changed. I've learned a lot more about shotguns, and it has a really cool intrinsic perk that getting a kill increases the fire rate, but you actually can't get a Mindbender that comes with full auto. You can farm for like I did for 30 plus hours, and you still won't get a Mindbender that comes with full auto, which is weird because Toil and Trouble does come with full auto, but Mindbender is just not a perk. And so no matter what, your Mindbender is going to fire pretty slow, and that's the drawback to the Mindbender. I would recommend probably not using Mindbender. Again, if you like it, go for it. The God Roll Mindbender I would say would be the slide shot quick draw one. It's going to have rifled, assault mag, slide shot, and quick draw. I don't use a good bone structure. These precision frame shotguns are really awesome. It's essentially like a sort of chaperone, just shoots one single slug, and they're really cool, but I don't mess with them too much. If you do, that's awesome, but I'm going to go over pretty much just the pellet shotgun stuff for now. This hand-in-hand shotgun has been tested. It's not very good. It's not nearly as good as any of these other shotguns, and it doesn't fire very fast. So stay away from the hand-in-hand shotgun. I know you might have seen some crazy people talking about it, but it's really not that great. Have tested it fully. And power weapons, I'll end here with the tractor cannon. The tractor cannon is an amazing shotgun, probably the best shotgun in the game. The Acreus isn't really being used in the current meta very much, which makes me sad. I missed the Acreus. It was an amazing shotgun for a long time, but tractor cannon is definitely the meta shotgun for the power ammo slot if you're trying to shotgun in the power ammo slot. And if you're trying to shotgun in the energy weapon slot, just as a recap to everything. If you're trying to shotgun an energy slot, retold tail is going to be your go-to one. And if you're trying to shotgun in the primary ammo slot, or the rather kinetic weapon slot, my bad, kinetic energy and power, if you're trying to do it in the kinetic slot, the Dustrock Blues is the best one in my opinion. And again, this all has to come down to what types of rolls you get and what types of weapons you use. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know which shotguns you guys like using the most, and take my advice and try out the full auto shotguns. Try out the certain rolls, the god rolls that I've listed for you here below. And if it works for you and you start playing really well and you get your Lunas Howl, you get your Not Forgottens, let me know. Let me know in the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/LuCKyy and BW. I try to read all the comments in chat daily. And that's a wrap. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this, and turn notifications on. Thanks again. Have a good night.